Hey guys, this is Breach. Welcome back to another episode of Super Metroid 100% Club. And today we are going to continue trying to clear out the wrecked ship. Now, I know last time we left off on kind of a cold note. We had a very abrupt end. And that's because a lot of this section kind of had to... I did this whole recording in batches, so I had to find good places to just cut the video from an hour and a half, 2-hour chunk. Because, let's be honest, no one has that amount of time to just sit and watch me play through Super Metroid. I don't want to sit and watch that, and I certainly don't want to commentate for an hour and a half straight. So a lot of these got cut into chunks, and I tried to do it in kind of logical positions. Like, notice we cut off last time right after Phantoon. This time we're going to end up back at our ship in the middle of Criteria. But we're going to clear out some of the wrecked ship first. And we just got a super missile in that room. One of these upcoming rooms here in just a bit is going to be our first little edit of the playthrough. Excuse me. Because I respect your time. There is a section coming up that I should have come back for after I had the gravity suit. But I decided I'm already here and I don't want to come back here for this. I'm gonna do this now. And this is the beginning of that section. Clearly, Samus can't go through water that well. Not supposed to be able to wall jump there, but it did. That was the first sign that I'm not supposed to get through here. Second sign, more water. Come on, Breach. How many ways does the game have to tell you you don't need to go through here yet for you to get it? But no, we keep on powering through. More water. You can't move in water. What are you doing? Man, I look just to make sure there's no bombable blocks there. Now, this room out here is going to be our second cut. Not right now. You'll see I make a transition for the first cut for you. I'm going to cut out that entire wing because I know there's nothing over there. That's why I didn't go there now. And yet I still went over there to explore, wasting a good 5 minutes of nothing. I'd have nothing to tell you about that area, other than there's nothing over there. In this room, I fail superbly at, because there's currents in the water. So I can't just jump up onto the blocks without getting pushed around. Like that. And we're going to go ahead and turn our phone off right now, because I made a mistake there, leaving that going. And we're going to have a nice, happy transition to the successful attempt, because like I said, this went on for a good 5 minutes of me falling into the water, not being able to jump on the platforms, not being able to get back up. And here we go. Successful attempt. Now what you do is you grapple beam up to there and you jump onto these and you very carefully jump to the next ones and then you grapple across. And you're given an energy tank for your trouble. Notice my health got dangerously low from those spikes. One more hit from those spikes and I was dead. Not a position you want to be in. Go ahead and powerbomb to make sure there's nothing still over here, and I get back across nearly perfectly before we get to fall into the water again, and you get to watch me on the struggle bus. I'm not just on the struggle bus, I'm driving that sumbitch. And with these, you almost have to do just a straight up jump without the gravity suit, so that your momentum from your spin jump doesn't get caught in the current and make you miss the platform. I'd even turned off high jump boots for that, so I could get across. It was a very unpleasant experience. but we got the energy tank, and that's what's important. Now, we're coming up on about our second cut, and our only other cut of the episode. And that's where I think, you know what if there was something out there? What if I could have gotten something? Which is not the case, but I'll let you quite clearly see that I wasted a lot of time getting over here. There's our cut. All that is over there is a bunch of empty space, enemies, and water. And you've seen how slow Samus moves in water. It's not a pleasant viewing experience, and like I said, I respect your time in watching these videos. I'm not going to make you sit through that. So, let's go get something that'll make it a little bit easier to get around in the wet spots, if you will. I've made mention of it before. If you're unfamiliar with the game, you get the gravity suit here in the right ship, which is necessary for one of the upcoming areas that's 90% underwater. Everyone's least favorite area, Meridia. And also, you bet your ass I'm saving after that. I don't want to risk having to do all of that, and, well, no, I saved after Fantoon. I don't want to risk having to do all of that again. Because that was painful. Now, there are a couple things that I miss in the wrecked ship. And I'm going to splice those into a cleanup episode right before we go finish the game. So, if you're playing along at home, there are 2 items that I miss here. They will be revealed at the end of the month if you don't already know which items they are. I would highly encourage you playing along at home to use a map if you don't know where they are. This room, you have about 4 key hunters and a bunch of these little water molecules. And the doors, all 3 of them are locked. So what we do is we clear out all the enemies in the room, and then we open up each of the doors. That way, whenever we come back through here, we don't have to kill them all again, because only the doors that you open up after you clear out the lock will be unlocked. So, if we didn't shoot that and we came back through here, it would be locked until we killed all the enemies again. Same with that one. So, just for ease of travel, much like we did in Norfair in the high jump boots room, we clear this out so that we don't have to deal with it again. Because I do make a mistake or two and have to come back through here. Not too big a deal. Everyone makes mistakes. But it is advisable to think ahead on situations like that. As you'll notice, we're technically not in the red ship. We're in Criteria. We're in a part of Criteria that can only be accessed from the right ship, but Criteria nonetheless. Here, there's a nice little dickishly placed super missile block protecting 1 missile. Not the most needed upgrade, but when you're doing a 100% playthrough, gotta get it. And if you're doing a randomizer playthrough, always worth checking all of those spots for your upgrades and gear. Now here, there's a little puzzle you're supposed to do with riding up those little zoomy dudes. And I forget to shoot the spot there. There's a missile pack in that wall up there. And it's just easier to shine spark up to it and fall into it if you shine spark in the right spot. Just a hair too far away that time. I do get it on the 3rd try though. Because I get right up next to that platform and you faceplant into the missile for the upgrade. Why that's there, I have no idea. But you are supposed to ride the little hover around platform dudes up there. And I'm just going to check to make sure I've got everything that direction. Now, I could go to the right there's no point in that right now. Actually, there's no point in going to the right up here anyways. It just shows you where something is. But there's a way down to those doors, and I don't remember exactly where it is. If you're ever fuzzy on stuff, the X-ray scope is super helpful. Not so much in a speedrun type setting, but for a casual playthrough, it can be a really good friend. I know I've overused it in all these save rooms that I mistakenly think something is in. But there are a couple spots, like right there, where it truly helps me out. Now, the way to get through here is with the grappling beam. You're going to take way too much damage off the spikes just trying to run across. And that's not healthy. You can take a hit or two as long as you jump up to the grapple beam, but if you just stand there in the spikes, you're going to die. They do like 30 damage each, and you know, you probably could run through it, kind of like running back through the acid after we fought Crocomire. But it's just easier to use the grappling beam. It's faster because you're not damage boosting back. I mean, if you're good enough to control your damage boost, by all means, go through and do it the hard way. But for a casual player, I say just use the grappling beam. There's no shame in that. Excuse me. Just made a big old batch of cookies, and man, are they feeling really good in my belly. Now, here we get Zig Gravity Suit. Most players just run to the left from here. That would be a mistake, because even though I missed a couple items, I did remember a couple items that are still over here. Now, your little Chozo buddy disappears. And you could do this spot with just a regular bomb. You don't need to power bomb it. This, you probably will need to power bomb. And we have a bunch of little Robbie the Robot dudes, all trying to walk into us. So, we're going to push them back into their hole, and they can just sit there and be nice. Now, for some reason, I remember that you can get past this statue, and not the other one that I inadvertently missed. I don't know why my brain works the way it does, but at least I had the forethought to go look back at different spots. So, here, we got a reserve tank. You can't get to it from the upper part there, as I'll show later on. If you stand in the middle, you're going to fall straight back down. It's a pain in the butt, and you might even want to take off high jump boots just to make that jump a little bit easier, because it's super easy to bonk your head on the ceiling and not really know what you're doing and end up having to repeat that room. It's unpleasant, but it is what it is. Now here, we get popped out right outside the wrecked ship. And there's a missile tank down here in the water that's super easy to miss, because you can't get it when you don't have the gravity suit. Once you get the gravity suit, you think, oh, I'm done with this area, never going to come back here. So you get your missile, and we're going to run right back into the wrecked ship. Like this whole episode is going to be wrecked ship and then getting back to Criteria. So if you already know where everything in the wrecked ship is, I mean, you can feel free to dip out here. We're going to finish this up minus the 2 items that I miss over here, and then we're going to get back to the wrecked ship. Or not the wrecked ship, but the landing site. Now, here in the wreck ship, if you use a power bomb lower, like between the save room and Phantom, you can get it's either a missile or a super missile off to the left. And I'm not certain that I actually get anything else over here besides just kind of... Oh, wait, yeah, I do. Because I went going to the right in this room earlier. Okay. This is the other room with the Robbie the robots. That you push them into their hole, jump over them, and there's actually a glitch where you can jump through them and not have to do this. Like when you're in invincibility frames from getting hit by the electricity, you can spin jump through them. It's a couple frame trick, but it will save you some time if you're trying to speedrun this. And nothing hidden behind this wall, unfortunately, though I do check. I check all of the other walls except for the one that I should have. Just goes to show, no matter how well you think you know a game, there's always something out there that you may not know. Like, I thought I had a pretty good grasp on where everything was before this, but it's a learning experience for me too, just at how clever the game can be. Dickish at times, but clever indeed. Now, I am going to show here that there's no way to get through here down to that reserve tank. Like, this is just a tease saying, hey, there's something else there that you could have gotten. You need to look for a way to get it. And we need to work our way back down there so that we can hop on our little Chozo buddy and get out. Now, it might have been faster to go back through the key hunter room there, I think. But it's more fun to take this path. I think so anyways. So we're going to go back through, kill these guys, and I think we're done collecting upgrades for the episode. More just getting back. Like, the wrecked ship, I enjoy it as a place, or as, like, an area in the game. And a lot of my gaming memories of Super Metroid are of the wrecked ship, because it's kind of smack dab in the middle of your playthrough. Very memorable location, kind of different from anything you've seen other than like the opening and parts of Kraid. But at the same time, the difficulty kind of spikes here. Like, this is where it takes the kid gloves off and says, okay, you should know how to do a bunch of stuff by now. We're going to expect you to do it, and if you can't do it, you're going to have to learn here. That's why Phantom is one of the harder bosses, because the kid gloves come off at this point. It's not like Crocomire, where he just sits there and you just pop him in the mouth whenever he opens it, or like Kraid, who does a similar format, except for he kind of bounces back and forth on the screen. No, this area says you're going to be up to a certain level of skill, and you're going to do this. You can do it. We've given you the tools that you need to know by now. If you can get here, you can get this done. So, it may take a couple tries for someone who's not experienced in the game at all. There's definitely no shame in gaming over and having to give it another shot or anything like that. But from this point on, the game expects you to have a certain skill set. You have all of your tools that you absolutely need to get through the game, and it's going to expect you to use them. That being said, I'm Breach. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for another episode of 100% Club. I'm having a lot of fun doing these. I know the guys are having a lot of fun working on their own projects that will come out in the next coming months as well. And just be sure to check out the Twitch stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and have a great day.